Right, Cass, I am going to show you the techniques on how to double stack. But just to pre-warn you, it's not easy. It can be very frustrating, and it's very hard to line up. So you can see mine is slightly off, but it's, unless you've got serious OCD, it bothers me, but it doesn't bother me too much. And actually, if I used a different mod on that, it would actually pretty much put them the same size. I only noticed when I went for the more simple looking mod. And the fridges, again, are they lined up perfect? They kind of look pretty decent. And I don't know whether you would have noticed I did the ones outside too. So I'm just going to show you how to do those. And probably best I do it up on the roof. I've got the gear on me. So what we're going to have to do is pretend that, I don't know whether I left myself enough room to, yeah, should be alright. It's probably a bad mistake. We're going to pretend that this is the space that you're putting it into. So the size of the space won't matter. I just needed to build a little room. I really could do with a ladder, but no, I'll do it quickly. So with a fridge, you just need to have beams going along horizontal like that. Stick your fridge in, but you want it kind of a little bit away from the wall, and this is probably why you need a ladder to make sure that's straight. I think that's straight. But oh, that ain't. Is that a little bit away? That might be too far away, but we'll just stick with that for now. Don't even know whether it's straight yet. Looks pretty decent. And when you're building in space, no matter how hard you'll try, you'll always have a little bit of gap. There's literally nothing you can do about it. And then what you're trying to attempt is to attach the fridges. So you can tell whether it's straight. It's not straight, is it? Attach the fridges to the beam at the back, ideally. So I think if you disable snapping, and then it is literally just doing this and positioning it, and then once you get one in, you can then enable and then just fill them on top, and that's how you do fridges. But you have to have that beam at the back. That is a trick to the fridges. And then look, if you want to be really, really fancy, you could have Cairo fridges. You could take the bottom row off and just have them up there and have a Cairo fridge underneath. That looked kind of cool, wouldn't it? You idiot. Right, to save me the difficulty of... There's a vault. Good. Okay. Good, I can fly now. So this one is an absolute ball ache. So again, you're always going to be left with space at the back. So what you want to do is place down your vaults. And there you go, there's your gap. Annoying. And then you need quarter ceilings. But you don't do it that side because you'll be able to see the ceiling. So you start off with this side. You do one gap, one gap. And then comes the most insane fiddliest part of the whole thing. It is an absolute nightmare. So it sits on there, and you do exactly the same with the fridges. You line it up, but obviously there's a gap. But when you do the second one, you just saw it there. Although it's the wrong way round, you notice how it's lowered. So you just got to get the correct angle, which does unfortunately take a lot of doing. I'm not going to lie. And then once you get that angle, snap it into place. I have a feeling I'm going to be here a while. I don't think it will work on free mode. Well, it does. Maybe get 2 of these in. Change it to full alignment, maybe? You see what I mean? It's just really fiddly. But anyway, I can't seem to do it this time. I don't know why. But once that one snapped into... Oh, I had it then. Oh, there you go. Once it snaps into place, all you then do is just remove these. The ones with the gaps in. Hey? Text. And then, that because you got that lower one, they automatically snap in now. That is what you got to line up. But even then, Cass, to be honest with... Oh, you dickhead. What would be kind of cool... I don't know whether this will work. I suppose we could try it. So that's still stayed up. Will it stay up now? Shut up. All of them stay up. Or will it go now? No. I can't be right. That's mental. There's nothing supporting it. You could have vaults along the top and fridges down the bottom. I suppose because it snapped technically to the... Yeah, I guess so. Well, there you go anyway. So hopefully... hopefully you'll find that a bit easier than what I did. But honestly, the lining up will take you a very long time. Using the ladder does help. But... my God. It's bad. And then while I'm here, I'm actually going to go to your base. I'm going to make some suggestions. Just to see what you think. I thought, why trying to explain it in chat when I can just literally just go over there and make a video? So I know you've looked around mine already, but I still think you do have the lag. Quite a few different choices what you can do with rooms. Especially if you do that outside crafting area. Okay, the number's not shown. That's weird. So if I grab a cliff platform, and I'm just going to grab, that will probably weigh me down, won't it? 45 ceiling tiles. I'm just going to show you something with the... Okay. Are we going to shut down? Seriously? No. Fucking hell. In fact, I'll do it on a small one. Because it'd just be easier. So you got your cliff platforms. Now you can follow the shape. Or you don't do that. You can also do that and almost fully submerge it. And you know what I mean, build a square rather than following the shape. And you could also snap a quarter wall and build this away from the cliff platform. So the ceiling tiles would be a quarter of the way up, if that makes any sense. So you don't get these lines in. So you could do something with those cliff platform areas. You could make quite a massive space, in which I was looking at it thinking, you know, if you're running out of ideas for your craft area, for example, that is exactly where I'd put it. Look at Simon's Magwana's feeding area. It's one of the ones I gave them. And that's without points in. Ridiculous, isn't it? You know, for a second then, I thought you would change your base around. But technically you have. You're taking away the cliff platforms. No! So you've got a raise area. You've got a hatchery. That is pretty much what I would have done 100%. And then, see, like in here, for example, you can double stack all of your chiropods. You can literally double stack them. Or, even better than that, you can have ceiling tiles coming out of here, and you can have them rest them on that. Yeah, there's so much you could do in this little room. And then you'd have your babies and your dino storage. in this front part that you are changing, which you might turn into your crafting area, I would guess, I would have it as your quick teleport room. Get in, like, literally just have all of your little places you need to go to. Then I'd have that big bit in the middle as your main storage room, because it's just big enough to fit absolutely everything in there. And then I would 100%, if you're not using cliff platforms, which I think you should, you can attach them over here, right? All three of them like you had. And you can extend this out, because this will go over the top of the cliff platform, because it acts as a structure. And you can build the walls down into it to cover up the gaps. And you can have this bit, a large square like this, all the way out here. That can, it could literally connect back up with this bit here. And you'd have a massive crafting area. And then the only thing I would suggest is putting a door here. Or here. So you got your quick teleporter room, because they are game changer. Dino storage. This is big enough to fit loads of grills in, if you wanted a cooking area inside of there. And then of course you've got your rooms, which then you can turn into anything. You literally turn it into anything. You can have like a little special display room with more chiropods, and then the bottom one, because it's smaller and you don't have to go up the stairs all the time, could be your bedroom. Failing that, okay, front area, because you're always going in and out of it, dino storage, nice and simple. You can add loads of little bits around it just to fill in the gaps with decor. Big storage area, quick teleporter room, outside cooking area, top room, dino storage, bottom room, your room. And then I would 100% move that. I would, again, I'll probably sound obsessed with cliff platforms, but I'd put it over here. And if you don't want any babies, chuck them on there, get rid of them. And that would be it. That would be my take on it. Why is that different? What have you done there? I'm so confused. Oh, that's the entrance. That's why. I haven't got one on mine. That seriously confused me for a second. Anyway, that's enough from me, Cass, but that's honestly what I would do. I mean, also, worst case scenario, I know you're going to change this into a raising area, but you can have your behemoth gates all the way along this bit, apart from maybe one massive bit in the middle. And as long as you have pillars going across, you know, where the behemoth gate edges are, you can actually build on there. And you can snap things into place just by using pillars. That looks weird, doesn't it? And that would be the end of this one, because it's a lot longer than I thought it would be. But I just wanted to share that with you. Yeah, gates are so annoying, aren't they? Don't really know how, to be honest, you get around it. The only other thing you can do with this bit is start building like that double wall that you had at your normal base and just go up that way, connect it with this, or get something to get rid of that like an Anki and then just connect it with this one here. And if you really don't want gates at the top because it looks ugly, then I would build gates going along here, because then if something falls down, it just falls behind your gate. And now I've run out of stamina. Anyway, I hope that video is okay. I think the main thing is you could do so much with that base. Multiple ideas of what to do with each room. I would honestly build an outside crafting area. Like, I'm only guessing because of what you've done here that you might be trying to extend this room out to turn that bit into the crafting area. And there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. But you've got so much space here you could utilise. And honestly, using those cliff platforms will be a blessing. Worst case scenario, if you don't want to use it because it would be hard to line up, is just extend this out to here, because you can fit a pillar on there to make it the same level, and you just have your wall going along here in a big straight line, and then look how much space you'd have. Literally imagine all of this one big giant square. And if you want to make it fancy, you can have one square, a little walkway, and another big square. Anyway, I keep saying anyway, this will be the end now, and that's the pink dragon. And I oh, you're lucky. I've already pooed on Simon. Alright, I'll catch you later.